Hey there, welcome back to Ask Amy. Before I dive into Maria's question, which is a great one for today, a question I think a lot of people can relate to, I wanted to let you know that the Change That Sticks video series is live and ongoing right now. So all throughout the year, people ask me about this video series because we only open it and keep the videos live for a short period of time. It's about 2 weeks right before the Little School of Big Change opens. So video 1 in that video series came out last Thursday. It was released last Thursday. Video 2 comes out tomorrow. So if you haven't seen it, sign up at thechangeseries.com. I'll put that link here in this post, and you'll get all the videos sent to your inbox. It's a really great, really in-depth 4-part video series. Each video is about 20 to 30 minutes long. It goes deep into how change happens and why we try so many things that don't work and what does start to work, how we can start to look in the right direction. So it's a really, really great in-depth video series, and I highly recommend, no matter where you are with any of this, if you're just curious about how change happens, how it works, if you're feeling stuck around anything at all, watch this video series. It's totally free and you'll get a lot from it. So my question today is from Maria. Let me find Maria's question. It's a great question. She says, it's a good feeling to be able to put this question to you. I'm not sure if you've answered it before. I haven't. I'm reading your book at the moment, Being Human, and I've just signed up for the free membership to the Little School of Big Change. Awesome. So yes, we have a free membership. Back to my question. I live in the UK and I'll be traveling to the US for the first time with my daughter. I just needed some help. I'm dealing with my fear of flying. I get so scared and it's very embarrassing for anyone I travel with. My daughter said a funny thing the other day. She took my grandsons to Spain and there was a lot of turbulence, but my grandsons loved it. When I asked them about it, they said, "What's turbulence?" "Oh, you mean the plane going up and down?" And they said, "Oh, it was so fun. It made their tummies feel funny." Amy, I wish that was me. I know I'll never think like that as an adult, as I know the dangers of turbulence. I just need you to say something I can think on in my moment of terror in the aircraft. Simple as that. I need to change how I'm thinking, but maybe my subconscious mind has already made its mind up that this is dangerous. I'm not sure. I need some help no matter how small of a relief from this painful experience. I still count myself good for getting on the airplane despite how I feel. Thank you so much for your support. Where'd you go? So, yeah, so I love so much, and I know I say this all the time, but so much in how you ask this question, Maria, is so insightful. First of all, it's so fascinating and huge to see how your grandsons react to the thing that you are so terrified about. Now, set aside how they're thinking, how you're thinking, all that other stuff you say, what you know about turbulence that they don't know, all that stuff. Set aside what your subconscious mind is conditioned to spit out when the plane moves. Set aside all of that. And let's just look for a second at the amazing fact that you and they can be on the exact same airplane, experiencing the exact same thing. You are terrified for your life, and they absolutely love it and think it's the most fun thing in the world. Isn't that fascinating? Like, I know you're in your head saying, like, get to it. I need help. I need this to change. But really look at that for a second. Everyone, like, that to me, oh my gosh, I mean, that is just fascinating. 2 people, 3 people in your case, 2 grandsons and you, exact same circumstance. 2 people love it and are having so much fun with it. 1 person terrified. And you're totally right when you say that, you know, they have different thinking about it. And to them, it's like, ooh, this is like a ride, right? This is fun. Their mind isn't thinking of what might happen, what could go wrong. And so obviously they have a super fun, great time in that experience. The only difference between you and them, as you know, is that your mind is going to a different place. Now, this is important. You know this, but you might not know this. So I really want to flesh this out a bit and have you just sit in this. The turbulence has absolutely 0 to do with your experience. 0. Being on an airplane, going like this in the air, up and down on an airplane, has zero to do with the experience that you have, all that terror you feel and all that fear you feel. It has nothing at all to do with being on an airplane with turbulence. Isn't that kind of huge to see? Because if it did, the kids would be feeling it too, right? If that dictated it, it would be more universal than it is. So we can kind of start to subtract that out, and already this is getting simpler and clearer, right? So it isn't about the fact that you're on an airplane, and it isn't about the fact that your airplane is bouncing up and down. That has nothing to do with what has you afraid, Maria. What has you afraid, Maria, is your mind goes to all kinds of thoughts that look and feel absolutely true. And you say in here, you know, that they can feel that way because they don't know the dangers of turbulence, and you do. And I don't want to get in a discussion about turbulence because I don't know that much about it, but I do know that, and check me people, but I'm pretty sure that if you're in your seat with your seatbelt on, there's not a lot of danger in turbulence. You know, it's a scary experience, and your mind is going to tell you something's dangerous, but the way it's always been explained to me by my pilot neighbor and all kind, I had a client before who was a flight attendant who was standing up during turbulence and got a little bounced around, and I've had this discussion a few times. Again, I'm no expert on turbulence, but it's always been likened to kind of, you know, being on an ocean in a boat with waves. It's like there's some waves in the sky. Now, again, the danger in turbulence is maybe if you're walking to the bathroom and you trip and fall, you could hurt yourself. You could do that at home. But the airplane's not going to fall out of the air. Like, I want you to see where your mind goes and tells a story that doesn't look at all like a story. It looks absolutely real. And I don't mean see that in real time. I mean, see it right now. See it right now before you get on that plane. As you're just listening to me right now, there is zero about an airplane, the sky, or turbulence that has you worried, that has you upset, or that has you freaking out. Zero. 100% of what's going on for you is your mind goes to a terrifying story, and it looks absolutely true and real to you. And I love how you say in here too about your, you know, maybe my subconscious mind is already decided, you know, kind of conditioned to think this is scary, and so it gives you all kinds of scary feelings and energy and emotions when you're in the sky. Absolutely. Absolutely, that's what's happening. But here's the thing, Maria. I mean, that's like, just even in how you say that, that's your subconscious mind doing that. Like, it's a conditioned response. It's like I hit my knee and my leg jumps. You get in an airplane, you bounce a little bit, you feel some stuff. Again, it has nothing to do with being in an airplane. It has nothing to do with danger. It has nothing to do with even fear of flying. That's just a label we can slap on it, a way to describe it. What's happening is you're in the sky and some conditioned thinking and feelings show up. You can't make yourself, like you said in your question, I know I'll never think the way that they do, the kids do, when they think it's fun and exciting and, ooh, this is kind of cool. You may not be able to have the thoughts they have and think the way they do. But here's what's even better, Maria. You can experience the thoughts you're having and see them as thought. Like, you can have the experience, the only experience you can have, the one that's moving through you in that moment, right? You don't have to change a thing. You can have the experience you're having. You can be in all of that and see everything that your question points to. That, oh, this is just what's conditioned. Oh, this is my mind saying this is a horrible, scary, dangerous thing. And really, I'm probably wrong about that. Oh, this is just what happens sometimes when I'm, you know, when my mind says, oh no, danger, I'm on an airplane. Like, you can have your experience. You can't have theirs. But you can have yours, and it can be completely different. If you can be in all that, you feel it, you think it, whatever, you're not doing it anyway. Life's moving all that through you, and there's something in you that knows, oh, I predicted this weeks ago. When I booked the ticket, I felt this stuff already. Like, isn't that interesting? Again, it's not coming from sitting there on the airplane in turbulence. It has nothing to do with that. It's a psychological experience. It's incredibly predictable because we're predicting it before you board the flight. it's just habitual. It's old. It's based on thoughts and fears that aren't really rooted in reality, but they sure as heck feel like they are. And then when you put all that together and you put it and it moves through you in real time and you kind of react and get all caught up, you have the experience you have. But that experience is okay. Again, it doesn't mean you're in danger. It doesn't have to be anything you even change. What if you could see it like, oh, they have that move through them on the airplane, my grandsons, and sometimes this moves through me. And neither of us are our experience. None of us have to be chained to that. None of us have to change our experience. None of us have to think differently. You see that, Maria? Like, so when you say you want some simple thing, I forget how you said it, but you want something you can kind of say to yourself in that moment, I don't have that. I don't have any clue what that would be. But this is so much better than that, because that wouldn't work anyway. Like, there's no magic phrase, you know, there's just no magic phrase. But what you can see is like, oh, this is my psychology putting on that show that it likes to put on when I'm on an airplane. It brings in all the reasons and all the details and all the facts and all the data and all of that. It has all the excuses why I can't have the kids' experience. I have mine and all of that. And it's a show, because here you have two people sitting right next to each other, three people sitting next to each other, having completely different experiences of the same thing. The only explanation for that is they're each in their own little internal movie. And none of it's real. None of it's true. You're all safe. You're all going to land at the end of the flight. You know, you're all going to land safely at the end of the flight, regardless of what you know or what you think or anything. So I want you to see if you can kind of see that in your way. Don't try to have their experience. Have yours, but see that it's just experience moving through you. It's not the way it looks, and it has nothing to do with turbulence or flying or any of that. And let me know, please. I'm so curious. Let me know what you hear in this, and let me know how it goes. So thanks so much, guys, for listening. I'll be back here next Monday. Have a great week.